Okay, so today we are doing more multiplication properties of exponents. So in this lesson, I can raise a power to a power and raise a product to a power. So we will learn how to do this. It doesn't make much sense now, but we will learn. So raising a power to a power, right there. So an example would be um, we have A m times n. So what we do is we multiply the exponents together. So this is a power, this is a power. So raising a power to a power. So that's A m times n. Yeah, okay. Another example would be we have 5 to the fourth to the second. So a power to a power. So we have 2 is outside of the parentheses. So it's 4 times 2. So 4 times 2. That equals 5 to the 8th. Okay. And we can do another example. So do n squared to the 5th. So the exponent or power is outside of the parentheses. So it's we multiply 2 times 5. That equals n to the 10th. Okay. And then we will also raise a product to a power. So, for example, we have 3x. There we go. So this is a product because we're multiplying these two together, 3 and x. And that's to a power, so to the power of 4. And so we will go 3 to the 4th, 3 to the 4th, and then x, so we have x to the 4th. Okay. And then 3 to the 4th. So let's see what 3 to the 4th is. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So what is 3 to the 4th? 3 to the 4th is 81. So we have 81 x to the 4th. Okay, and that's what they have. So, raising a power to a power. So a power to a power. And when we raise a power to a power, we multiply. So a to the 3rd times 4. So 3 times 4 equals 12. Okay. So a power to a power. And 2 is outside of the parentheses. So we multiply these two. So 3 times 2. So that equals 3 times 2 equals 6. Okay. 3 is outside of the parentheses. So we'll multiply the powers together. So 4 times 3. So that equals 2 to the 12th. And we can simplify further because 2 to the 12th, let's see what that is. 2 to the 12th, 4,096. 4,096. Okay. Again, we have an exponent outside of the parentheses, so we multiply. So y to the negative 5th times 2. And that equals negative 5 times 2, negative 10. Okay. You try. So z squared to the 4th. Oh, we have an exponent outside of the parentheses, so we multiply. So 2 times 4, 8. Okay. Oh, exponent outside of the parentheses, so we multiply. So 3, 2 times 3, 6. Oh, and this is, we have an actual number here. So 3 to the 6. What is 3 to the 6? 3 to the 6, 729. 729. Okay. Now it's raising a product to a power. So, okay. So for this, this one, we'll keep the b squared. And then we have an exponent outside of these parentheses. So we multiply. So negative 2 times 3, that is negative 6. Okay. Now, there are no longer any exponents outside of the parentheses. So we just add. So negative 6 plus 2, that is negative 4. And in this case, we have a negative exponent, so we can put this in the denominator and change the negative to a positive and put it over 1. Okay. For this one, we have a 0 exponent, so that changes this number to 1. So we have x cubed to the 1, and then x cubed times 1 is x cubed. Okay. So we'll keep the y squared here. And then there's an exponent outside of the parentheses. So we need to multiply. So we have y, 4 times negative 1, negative 4. So now there are no exponents outside of the parentheses. So we add. So negative 4 plus 2, that is negative 2. And we have a negative exponent. So we put it in the denominator, y squared. We change the negative to a positive, and we put it over 1. Okay. Simplify. We have a exponent outside of the parentheses, so we multiply. And we multiply also by the 4, because this is the whole product. So we have 4 squared, and then x to the third times 2. Okay, so 4 squared, that's 4 times 4 is 16. And then 3 times 2 is 6. Okay. So this one, we'll do same thing. This is a product. So this power goes for each variable. So we have 12 squared. And then we have b negative 2 times 2, because 2 is outside of the parentheses. So b to the negative 4th. And then we can 12 squared, that is 144. So 144 b to the negative 4th. Okay. I'll do this one now. So we have exponent outside of the parentheses. So it'd be 4 cubed, and then we multiply because 3 is outside. So 5 times 3 is 15. And then 4 cubed. So 4 cubed is 4 times 4 times 4. So what is that? 4 cubed? 4 cubed? 64. So 64 a to the 15th. Okay. Simplify. So we have exponent outside of the parentheses and another exponent outside of the parentheses. So we'll start with this one. So we have 4 squared, that's 16, then x squared, and then 3 times 2, 6. Okay, now we'll do this one. So we have, put our x in there, 3 times negative 3, negative 9. Okay, now there are no longer any exponents. See, exponent outside of the parentheses, but no exponents outside. So we can add. So we have 16, and then we have our x, negative 9, x to the 2. So we have 2 plus negative 9, and that would equal x to the negative 7th, and then y to the 6th. Okay. We have well, we'll first write this x to the 4th. And then we have an exponent outside. So we multiply 4 and 3. So x, and 4 times 3 is 12. Now we can add these numbers together. So because there are no exponents outside the parentheses like that. None here. So we add. So 4 plus 12 is 16. Okay, we have exponents outside the parentheses. So we multiply. So 5 times negative 3, negative 15. Good. And then we have 4 outside, so we have our m. 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, and then 4 times 5, that is 20. 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, so now we can add. There are no exponents outside, so we can add. So we have negative 15 plus 16. That equals 1 or just m. Then we have n to the 20th. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and again, we have exponents outside, another exponent outside the parentheses. So we have for x, 3 times 5, 15, and 3 times 3, that's 9. And then we have x squared right here. And 5, see it's outside, so 5 times 2 equals 10. So y to the 10th. Okay, now all the exponents are inside, not outside, inside. So we can add. So we'll put our x here, 15 plus 2, 17. And then have our y. So 9 plus 10, 19. Okay. And last page. So raising a number in scientific notation to a power. So we're writing it in scientific notation. And remember, for scientific notation, this first number has to be between 1 and 10. So for the example, 3.1 times 10 to the third to the second power. Oh, look, 2 is outside the parentheses. So we multiply. So we do 3.1 squared times 10, and then 2 times 3 right here. So 3.1 squared, that is 3.1 times 3.1, and that equals 9.61. And then 10, 2 times 3 equals 6. And this, this is in scientific notation because 9.61 is between 1 and 10. Okay, so you try. I'll write this down here. So exercise 1. So we have 4 to the 5th. 4 to the 5th. Remember the exponent is outside, so we multiply times 10. 2 times 5, 10. Okay. Now, 4 to the 5th. What is 4 to the 5th? 1024. 1024. And then times 10 to the 10th. Okay, but 1024 is not in scientific notation because it's not between 1 and 10. 1024 is way over here. I can't even write it. So we want a number between 1 and 10. That would be 1.2, yeah, 1.024, because this number, basically 1, is between 1 and 10. So, and then, but we've changed this number, so we need to change this number so it's equal. So for this number, when we have it to the 10th, that means we have 10 zeros. So we need the same result. So we'll have 10 zeros right here, but we put the decimal 3 places, 1, 2, 3. So that means that we need to add 3 more to this number. So that would be 10 plus 3, 13. So then we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we can do 10 more zeros. So 3 plus 10, 13. So we can write that in. 1.024 times 10 to the 13th. Okay. Exercise 2. Okay. That is 2 times 10 to the negative third. Oh, there we go. 2 times 10 to the negative third to the third. Okay, so let's make sure it's right. Yep. Okay. So we have an exponent outside of the parentheses. And we need to multiply by both of these. So that's 2 cubed times 10, and then negative 3 times 3, negative 9. And then 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2. So that's 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. So 8 times 10 to the negative 9th. Okay, and 8 is between 1 and 10. So it's in scientific notation. So we can write that down. So 8 times 10, and it's to the negative 9. Okay, so that does it for more multiplication properties of exponents.